The aqueduct was meant to keep the city safe. Steel veins buried deep, concrete arteries carrying the flood. But the deeper you go, the more the tunnels remember. On the night of March 23rd, 3 engineers went in. None of them came back, and the only thing that surfaced was their names. The report calls it equipment failure, interference. Garbled audio? They stamped it closed before sunrise. But interference doesn't whisper the names of the living, and equipment doesn't log the dead before they drown. I was there, in the drip, in the hum, in the silence that followed. And I'll tell you what they missed, because the water never forgets. Luis Ortega clocked in first, 48 shoulders tired, carrying lunch in a dented metal box. Sandra Velez followed, 35, chewing gum like it was armor. Kwan trailed behind, 27, the rookie, his watch always 5 minutes fast. They joked while signing in. Luis teased Sandra about her gum. She snapped back, better than smelling like pipe grease. Henry checked his watch again, already impatient. Their laughter followed them into the stairwell. By the second flight, the echoes were louder than their voices. By the third, nobody laughed at all. The tunnel opened wide, steel ribs arched overhead, concrete slick with condensation. Fluorescence hummed and flickered, like eyelids refusing to close. The air smelled wrong, copper and bleach, sharp enough to burn. Sandra muttered, "Feels like standing in a throat." Luis barked half a laugh, but it died quick. They reached the catwalk. Water churned far below, black and endless. Gauges rattled against the wall. One needle slammed hard, froze, trembling like it wanted to scream. Henry leaned over the rail. "I hear voices." Sandra told him it was Echo, but Echo doesn't say your name. Velez, Sandra, status, unreturned. Her gum slipped from her mouth, hit the grate. Henry clamped his hands over his ears. Luis gripped the rail so tight his knuckles split. The water moved. Not a wave, not a flood, a rhythm, like syllables. Ortega, Luis, arrival date logged. Await retrieval. Luis's breath came sharp. That's my name." Sandra's lamp shook in her hand. Henry whispered, "It knows all of us." Then the current shifted. Not faces, not clear. Just shapes in the black. Impressions rising and sinking. Movements too exact to be water. And still. The sound of names spilling out, bubbling like mouths without bodies. Sandra screamed Henry's name. Her light caught wet footprints on the catwalk. Fresh, dripping. But none of them had moved. Luis's thermos slipped, clanged once, and vanished into the channel. The water answered. Ortega, status updated, entered. Not returned. Luis staggered back, whispering prayers in Spanish, voice cracking. Sandra yanked him by the arm, her palms bleeding as the rail cut into her skin. Henry's watch flew from his wrist, clattering into the dark. It never splashed. The ticking stopped mid-air. Sandra pressed her hands to her ears until blood streaked her fingers. Henry stumbled forward, landing inches from the surface. Kwan. Henry. Status updated. Entered. Not returned. The stairwell behind them was gone. Nothing but dripping stone where the door had been. And then, silence. The roll call stopped. The water went flat. The file ends there. But I stayed. I saw the rest. Sandra's light sputtered once, twice, then vanished. Her scream cut short, swallowed into the dark. Luis's prayer ended mid-word. Henry's breath never finished, and the water began again. One name at a time. Slow, patient, until there was no one left to call. And still, it kept reading. They said it was a pressure anomaly, but gauges don't bleed names. They said the comms failed, but failure doesn't etch your name into condensation. Luis, Sandra, Henry, logged as entered, never returned. The water wasn't just moving, it was keeping count. And when it calls your name, it isn't asking. It's recording. The city sealed the aqueduct, but they didn't stop the roll call. If you ever walk past the floodgates at night, don't stop to listen, because the aqueduct still speaks. And if it calls your name, it means you're already gone. Ortega, Luis, entered, not returned. Velez, Sandra, entered, not returned. Kwan, Henry, entered, not returned. Your name, next.